maybe we should back up. I've talked about pay-as-you-throw so much, I assume that everybody knows what it is and,
Right.
and how Brattleboro currently does it. Brattleboro picks up trash at the curbside once a week from all the residences in town, except those I mentioned in larger apartment buildings. And every other week, they pick up recyclables.
Right.
And the items that can be recycled are bottles and cans, certain kinds of plastic, paper, including junk mail, magazines, and cardboard. And that pretty much covers it. And there are some significant items that many towns pick up that Brattleboro does not pick up. And that's one of the bones of contention of the people who are not happy with this current pay-as-you-throw plan. Brattleboro doesn't currently pick up compostables, which will be food wastes. And the food wastes are very, very significant. I think somewhere around 25 to maybe even as much as 33% of the entire waste stream.
So that goes with other waste to a landfill?
That pretty much, unless someone composts in their backyard, that goes into the trash. And Brattleboro, I'm not sure if they currently take the trash to a landfill or whether it's incinerated.
Currently, I understand it from one of the committee members, the town waste committee members, Junio Anthes Moody. He said that currently waste that is not recycled is trucked to a landfill in the northern part of the state, about 100 miles.
Yeah, probably Casella owns that. Yeah.
And that's a resource that's available for a limited time in into the future, because they will be, I don't remember when he says they project their closing. But it was a shock for me to realize, oh my God, that goes in a truck, every ounce of it.
Right, and gets trucked
100 miles
yeah.
to some place in Vermont that's being used as a landfill. So, I mean, you mentioned that the way you would describe the issue going forward is one of recycling performance and increasing recycling performance. And then, but would you agree that there's another side to that, meaning reducing material that's headed to the landfill?
Well, they go hand in hand. I mean,
Yeah.
the more you recycle, the less that does go to the landfill. And you pay per ton. You pay about $100 a ton to landfill trash.
So we use our taxes to pay right now, for example,
Right.
to truck compostable waste.
Right, compostable waste, which could be very valuable. I mean, if you take food waste and compost it, you have a great, basically you end up with a soil, a very nutrient-rich soil that can be used in gardens or farms, and it has value. We currently have a contract with Triple T to pick up our trash and recyclables at the curb. It's a 5-year contract, and we're just now reaching the end of the first year. Mm-hmm. And my understanding is the contract with Triple T states that in years 4 and 5 of their contract with the town, that they will offer curbside picking up curbside compost.
Compost only?
Well,
compost is separated from the rest of the waste.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It would. I suppose it would go in a separate bucket or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure the details have been worked out. And one of my feelings is that before, I'm not sure that pay-as-you-throw is a good idea going forward into the future or not. There are different versions of pay-as-you-throw, which I'll talk about later,
Sure.
Specifically a modified pay-as-you-throw. But I do feel that if pay-as-you-throw is in Brattleboro's future, that it would be best dovetailed in with that picking up of compost by Triple T, by our town hauler. Mm-hmm. Pay-as-you-throw, if people don't know, I think you probably most do by now, is currently the trash you put out at curbside, you put out as much as you want, and you put it out in any bag you want or barrel, and and the cost of disposing of that trash is paid for through property taxes. What Pay-as-you-throw proposes is that people would have to buy a special bag that bag would cost $1 for a 15-gallon bag or $2 for a 30-gallon bag, and they would buy it probably at the Municipal Center or Brown & Roberts, Price Chopper, Hannaford, and different points around town. And then under pay-as-you-throw, when people put their trash out their curb, it would have to be a requirement that it would be in one of these special bags. If someone put out their trash and it was not in a special bag, it wouldn't be picked up. And then the theory is that the money that people pay to buy the bags would cover the disposal cost of the trash, and that the current disposal cost, which is now in the property taxes, would be taken out. And many people, and in fact, I don't think anybody disagrees with the description of pay-as-you-throw as in terms of the dollars being a cost shift. You're shifting the cost of disposal from property taxes to the money generated by the sale of the special bags.
Yeah. And that would be for a number of reasons, probably. One being to work to not increase the tax base for local taxpayers. I'm sure I could have said that in a better way, but often people, when they talk about pay-as-you-throw as an idea, often they express the concern that, and I've heard this from a number of people, that we have to do trash differently, and that behavior change is a challenging scenario, that the only way people change behavior, as in reduce the amount of stuff they're throwing out, is to make it cost something.
Yeah, this is the carrot and the stick. The reason pay-as-you-throw works, and maybe on the other hand, the reason it doesn't work, is because it's hitting individuals in their pocketbook. The proponents of pay-as-you-throw claim that because people have to buy these bags, they have a direct financial incentive to recycle more, to take more junk mail and paper and cardboard and containers out of their trash and put it in the recycle bin, and that way they will fill fewer bags that they have to purchase. The people who argue against pay-as-you-throw, which is the camp I'm in, argue that don't argue that there's not a financial incentive to recycle more, but argue that there is also a strong incentive to try to avoid buying the bags by diverting your trash stream. There are different ways you can divert it. Some would be ethical, I suppose, or legal, and some would be illegal. People might take their trash to work and use the waste can or dumpster there. For example, my wife works at Guilford School, and I'm not claiming that she would do this, but it's simply an example of someone who works out of town or works at a company or a industry. And you just take you could do it every once a week or twice a week or whatever. You take a bag and take it to work, a bag that you did not purchase at $1 a bag, and just take it to work. No big deal. Another thing that I think is likely to happen is that there's a dumpster down by the Little League field, and it's a very heavy residential neighborhood, and that dumpster's there year-round, and it's unlocked, and it would be very easy early in the morning or late in the evening to just walk down there and slip a bag of your trash into that dumpster. And there are many, many, many other dumpsters all around town. Another thing that happens currently, and I think would happen to a greater degree, and this is becoming a little less ethical, is people drop trash off at the remote recycling areas at Old Fairground Road. And and then the worst and most nefarious is, of course, just dumping it in the woods. Some people claim that burning burnable and some items that shouldn't be burned, that people can burn it in their wood stoves. I don't know if anyone would be as bold enough as to